What's up everyone, my name is James Deane, three-time Formula Drift champion and driver of the AutoZone Ford Mustang RTR in Formula Drift. Yeah, so I got into drifting a long time ago, it's 24 now, so 22 years ago was the first ever drift event back in Ireland, and I was there as a 10-year-old kid. My older brother Mike competed there and he managed to win that first ever event, and from that event I just fell in love with the sport. We had terrible internet connection in Ireland, but I did everything I could to download D1 videos and just got addicted. Started playing it on Gran Turismo 3, and when I was 14 I started competing. So I've been lucky enough to drift many different chassis over the years, and I always had a dream of driving the Ford Mustang RTR because that car is so dynamic and wild looking on track. I always wanted to experience it for myself, and yeah, we made it happen. We joined up with the team last year, and I must say that is the wildest drift car I've ever driven. When I first got into drifting, I think my biggest influence was probably my older brother Mike. I really looked up to him, and yeah, I was always helping out wherever I could. It was really cool just doing all his tires, helping where I could, traveling wherever he went, and I was just addicted to it. When I started competing, I guess I looked up to Taniguchi in D1. He drove that HKS S15, and yeah, his style, he was kind of tall driver like me, but he made it look like he was driving to the shops. I just loved how calm and collected he was behind the wheel, and what he was doing from the outside was magic. So it would be him and also Colin McRae, absolute rally legend. And yeah, those two guys, I think, three guys even, but really cool. Yeah, for me, I'm more of a feint drift entry than a handbrake pull because I feel like it flows nicer if you can do it. It depends on the track. Not every time you can just flick with no handbrake, because sometimes you need to scrub a bit of speed because you're building momentum with the flick. So personally, I am flick initiation in the opposite direction before going into the turn. But yeah, for me personally, I dislike driving straight and just pulling the handbrake. That's not my style. Yeah, I think there's quite a few different driving styles worldwide. In Europe, it's more focused, I think, on really, really close proximity and the chase car doing whatever is needed to keep right on the door if it's compromising line or angle, and the judges don't deem it as much of a mistake as it is in Formula Drift, where they really want both cars matching angle, lead and chase. But honestly, the level is coming up so high on both sides that everyone is blowing the doors off each other, and yeah, it's getting crazy right now to see how far the sport is going, and I'm not sure how much further it can go. It's wild. I love it. Yeah, I think my favorite driver to tandem with has got to be Peter Wienczek, my old teammate from Formula Drift. Every time we've went on track in years past, it's always been insane. We beat each other multiple times, and every single time we battled, we traded paint and, hugs and smiles after. So I think is definitely my favorite tandem buddy. One of the biggest new trends in drifting, I think, is the following and the audience that's growing and growing and getting behind different drivers. I love it and I hate it sometimes at the same time because, there's a lot of chat online about the judges who are just trying to do their best no matter what. I will never ever be a judge whenever I retire from drifting. You can guarantee I will never sit up there because that is the hardest job in the game. So it's very easy for people to chat behind the computer screens and, give out about the judges or the drivers when both drivers and judges are doing their best. So if I could give a word of advice to anyone starting off in drifting, make sure you want to do it. This will take everything you've got and more. You need full dedication if you want to bring it to a professional level. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take blood, sweat and tears, a lot of effort from your family, your partners, your friends, everyone behind you to get you started, and you need that support all the way to the top. So it's going to test you, but if you really feel like you got it, push for it, make dreams happen and never give up. Biggest difference from driving one of my S chassis or European cars versus the Mustang, I would say, is the V8 power and torque. Like, this car is insane. It has over 400 shot of nitrous. We're probably getting 500 foot-pounds of torque as soon as the nitrous comes on. So it's like, when you switch the nitrous on, it's like bolting another engine to the crazy V8 that's already there. So it's wild to drive. The chassis is really insane. It's jumping and bouncing and driving really fast, and it's a beast to tame, but I love it. Like, driving that versus my own cars back in Europe, it's just a whole different beast. So America, crazy V8s. Europe, 2JZs, 6 cylinders, and Middle East, crazy anti-like. Yeah, so one of the biggest things for me if I'm building my own car is attention to detail. Make it really simple, don't overcomplicate the car, save weight where you can, and don't go trying to make stupid figures where you're breaking everything. You just want a really reliable package that you know can win, and do lap after lap. Reliability, it needs to come first before anything else, and yeah, that's the way I do it.